Hey, it's JC1424 once again with NASCAR Heat 4, and in this episode of our season as Brandon fucking Jones, we're going to be completing race 12, and that is the Pocono Green 250 at Pocono Raceway. Sponsored by, presented by, whatever that says, JP Mascaro and Sons. If it's service, it's out. That text is not legible, but I swear to God, that's what it says, and that is terrible promotion, if anything. But in the last episode, we raced at Charlotte. We finished in 12th after totaling the race car trying to get onto pit road because they didn't even let me know I was taking a green flag pit stop. No one told me anything about that. So whenever I tried to do it without getting any practice, I sucked. Go figure. But because all the AI, they didn't take pit stops under the caution, and I got my damage repaired, 4 tires, fuel, and everything, I was able to just pass a bunch of those guys back and finish in 12th place. If I had gotten on pit road just fine with all green flag pit stops, I probably could have won the race or finished better than that. That's what I'm assuming. But we'll take a look at the standings right here. We are 3 points ahead of Tyler Reddick and 30 points ahead of Michael Annette. And Michael Annette's doing really well, I guess. He's gotten a little better over the past few years. Christopher Bell's in 7th. Ryan Sieg is in 14th. And my other teammate, Jeffrey Earnhardt, is in 24th. Jeffrey Earnhardt has been kind of stagnant, not really moving up that much. But Ryan Sieg definitely has. And then you've got Christopher Bell, who's also stagnant, just sitting in 7th place for like the past 5 or 6 races for all I know. Something that I noticed whenever we got to the track was that the setup thing was set to like +1, so like a little bit looser, which means, yeah, I've already raced here in this game, in the Xfinity Series. And I remember that actually. That was, I did a quick race with Joey Gase, because I wanted to see like what it would look like on a race day, because I really like that paint scheme. That's one of my favorites in this game. At least at the moment. I haven't seen all the paint schemes just yet, or really paid that much attention to them. This one, I gotta say, this one's better than Joey Gase's paint scheme. They just started the broadcast for the Core League race at Chicagoland. I'm getting notifications for that on my phone. But, yeah, I'm just kind of warming up right now, getting our practice for this race. I've been wanting to win at this track in one of these NASCAR Heat games for a long time, and I have yet to do so, and my car is being stupid. It just does not want to take turn 3. It keeps on going up and up. I probably didn't get the right angle in there. Okay, that was our lap. 55.5. 25th. That's terrible. I'm not comfortable racing at Xfinity. I'm not comfortable racing at Pocono in this game. I was much more comfortable in NASCAR Heat 3 and NASCAR Heat 2. I don't know why it's so different this time. But we're on this looser setup, and I don't think that really was that much of a contributing factor. Ryan Sieg starting 16th, which is not too bad. It's on the outside. These AI don't take too kindly to being on the outside. Christopher Bell starting in 5th, and Jeffrey Earnhardt starting on the outside of the front row, next to Justin Allgaier, who got the pole. Well, I mean, that's amazing for those guys. I wish Ryan Sieg had started better. We're still going to be 25th. So it means no one in front of us got into the back, and that's a lot of cars in front of us. So, as much as I want to win at Pocono in these NASCAR Heat games, I feel like we're getting further away from that rather than closer to it whenever we come here this time. Stephen Light has been dominant all weekend, or Itchy Steve as I call him, and then Justin Allgaier had an engine change after qualifying and is letting us know Justin Allgaier's on the pole. Well, at least we're on the inside. Not that I really even cared, because it's Pocono, it's a really wide front stretch, and I usually get really good restarts at Pocono too. So there's Joey Gase. There's that car I was just talking about. Yeah, I ran a quick race with that car, and I just like it. It reminds me of the DLP car that was driven by Tony Raines and then J.J. Yilley, the 96. And to be honest, the one that J.J. Yilley drove was way better than Tony Raines, because once they got onto the car tomorrow, which is a little more beefy and muscle-like, it just suited it, especially all that red lining and the blue and the green and the black. It was awesome. And Kamikaze Games, I was actually talking about my top 10 favorite NASCAR paint schemes, and that was one that he was hoping that would be on my list. Unfortunately, it's not, but I will admit, it's a great paint scheme. I've been wanting to put out the top 10 favorite NASCAR paint schemes of all time video on my channel, but I have yet to record it, and I don't know for sure if those are my top 10 favorite paint schemes, because it's like, there's so many paint schemes, like, does this really belong in the 10th spot? Because, like, all the other 9 I'm so sure of. Anyways, we got 2 laps of the first stage. I think we had 2 laps of the for the stages and the truck series too. So it's kind of strange. It doesn't feel like the race length is changing. It's like 3 laps or something. I don't know. Having a hard time holding on to the draft of these guys, but we're 19th. We started 25th, so I've made up 6 spots. So that's good. Getting a good run down the back stretch. Heading off. Good dive in turn 2. It is tightening up, but we're okay. Trying to get just a couple more passes in there, if anything, going to turn 3. I got Jeremy Clements behind me. Jeremy Clements is a racist, by the way. I'm joining What If Racing in the fun. I wanted to pass cars, instead I got passed by cars. Ain't that a bitch? Now we're 21st. I'm going to stay in 21st. I'm passing Garrett Smithley? Yeah, in the 0 car. I'm thinking that he's in the 08 car, but the 08 car is some Greg Galding. Greg Galding. I can't talk right. No one's pitting out of the first stage. But it's Garrett Smithley 0 car and the Greg Galding 08 car. I don't know why that's so confusing. Like, they don't even race for the same team, do they? They did make a bit of a change up to Garrett Smithley's car because, like, his is red and white, although I think his primary is red and yellow, just like they have so many drivers in the field, or they have the red and yellow car, and there's just so many red and yellow cars. I remember playing NASCAR Heat 3, and there were so many red, white, and black cars, and there were so many red and yellow cars, and it's like the Xfinity series, where all the cars look the same. I mean, it's the one thing that they got going from that you can tell who your driver is and how good they are, because they're always in the same place on the track and you know where to look. But then all of a sudden, all the damn cars look the same, and it's like, is that Ryan Preece? No, that's Christopher Bell. Never mind, that's Noah Gragson. Who fucking knows? I mean, Noah Gragson didn't drive a red, white, and black car, to be honest. I'm thinking of someone else. Gosh, this car grips like shit, man. Like, I have no comfort driving this damn thing right now. Like, should I hit the brake? Should I lap the gas? I don't know. I'm going to have to let Smithley by, because he's got the inside. If you don't have the inside of Pocono, you ain't got nothing. I am cutting off the 42 of Chad Fincher. Yeah, Chad Fincher. I know things. I know my drivers. I was able to tell you who drives the 42 car. To be honest, I wasn't actually exactly sure that Chad Fincher drives a 42 car. I don't know when he started driving that thing, but I was like, I'm starting to get this photographic memory of like the field because I race in it so much. I've only been in here for 11 races. I'm able to remember who's the 08 car, 0 car, 42 car. I'm sure they give me the names all the freaking time, and maybe I've passed them so many times that that's just what it is. Kind of running into Justin Haley right now, and now he's spinning. You're over-exaggerating, fucking feminist, man. Like, that's some feminist shit right there. Oh, no, he touched me. Ah, I fall over. Stupid. Now, not like the regular feminists that actually fight for something without being stupid, but like the typical, stereotypical feminist. The typical, stereotypical words. I said words. And into... Never mind. We're passing this guy for 12th place, and it didn't give it to me. At least... Yeah, they didn't give it to me. You know, I had my nose in front of them. Maybe they didn't because Ryan C. got to the line, and then it just didn't time it right. I don't freaking know. But we're going to have our green flag. Well, it's not a green flag pit stops. We're going to have our pit stops. I even want to say green flag pit stops because that's how much I miss it. We'll get 4 tires, repair that damage. I don't know exactly where that damage is from. We'll get 1 can of fuel, make sure that we have enough to get to the end. I lost 3 spots. Now I'm on the outside. I mean, to be honest, I'm glad I didn't get in 12th because being 13th put me at the inside. But then in the end, what does it freaking matter? Because I lose enough spots to be on the outside that I have to restart anyway. That car's got a doggy on it. Look at that doggy car. 98. Is that Chase Briscoe? Yeah, 98 Chase Briscoe. He's been in the 98 for like 2-3 years. I just caused Ross Chastain to check up massively. Shouldn't Ross Chastain be running like top 5 every race? Or top 10? Because even though his equipment is not exactly that good, he's still a pretty great driver. He did things in that 4 car. And then he got an opportunity to race for Chip Ganassi with the freaking DC Solar car, but then DC Solar just FBI fucked up and whatever. So, I mean, now Ross Chastain goes back in the 4 car, and I guess he's not as good in the 4 car because he was growing into good equipment in the 42. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I can't explain why Ross Chastain's not able to do like top 10 runs in this game in the 4 car, whatever. He did pretty good in that beforehand. Christopher Bell is falling back. I'm getting runs down the stretches on my fresh tires. Once he gets a little worn, I'm guessing it's going to be a lot more difficult to get anywhere. Ryan Sieg running 8th place right now. Oh my goodness, Christopher Bell. I mean, first you're falling back, and then you're about to dive on the corner. I mean, you're my teammate, and thank you for pushing me. I really appreciate it, but still, it's scaring the crap out of me. I'm going to try to hold on to the draft of Ryan Sieg, who's on the move. Ryan Sieg, he's moving it. I've got his draft. Maybe I can go with him to the rest of the top 5. I started thinking like winning this race wasn't possible, purely because I was just not feeling this car at the beginning of the race. But if I can stay with Ryan Sieg, got Christopher Bell pushing me right now, and their tires wear down or something, or maybe get another restart because someone behind us wrecks, then I don't know. Maybe we could pass all those guys, but you only have so much time. Using my teammate to get a run, and kind of diving underneath Ryan Sieg right now. I don't know if their tires are really wearing down that much, but we've certainly gained on this guy, and he's losing the top 5 actually. So we're not so much as gaining on him as he's losing those guys. So that's the best way to put it. But we got somebody to race, something to keep it interesting. Being on the inside of somebody going into turn 2 does not make life easy. Oh gosh. Hey, ping pong is not a thing, so therefore nothing bad happens whenever you hit my quarter panel. Amazing. Amazing. I keep on having a car on my outside going to these damn corners, messing them up, but now Ryan Sieg, he couldn't enter turn 3 properly, which is realistic. If you're on the outside of somebody, it should not be easy to go into turn 3. And I like that kind of balance where like he goes in the corner and you can't hold the line. Does that make sense? What I stopped turning, but that did not solve the problem of my car not wanting to stop turning. Like, I stopped turning, but the car kept turning. Someone went down pit road. I'm guessing someone was having engine problems, so we're still in 8th place after getting passed by Christopher Bell. I thought we were gaining, but then that happened. I don't know. I guess our tires are in, like, critical condition. No, they're not. Our tires are, like, fine. I mean, the right rear is acting up. Usually it's the right front that wears down more, but it's right rear right now. Yeah, this car is getting difficult to drive. I just want to focus on the car and the track right now, not these damn numbers. We're going to get back to Christopher Bell. I have to use all kinds of off-throttle time to keep this thing from spinning on me. We'll get back into 7th place, and maybe we'll get up to, I think that's Justin Allgaier, who is in 6th right now, in an alternate paint scheme, which is kind of the reason why you might not recognize it, because it says Michael Annette's leading this thing. So Michael Annette could be taking, well, never mind, I'm 30 points ahead of the guy, so he's not taking the points lead, but he could be getting into 2nd or something, I don't know. Okay, passing him. I don't know where Tyler Reddick is. Okay, we got the pass in. Shifting down to 3rd gear, and I'm all over the damn place. I can't control this race car. I'm trying, but I guess it's just how it handles at the end of the run. We never had to go this far whenever we were in the 1st or 2nd stages. Okay, let off for turn 2. Try to slide out underneath me going off of 2. We're catching Colt Custer. Maybe I get up to 5th. This race car doesn't handle too badly. And yeah, we're low on fuel, but whatever. Come on. Control it. Control it. We're getting that run. We're going. We're going. Okay, we're getting it. We're getting ourselves 5th place finish at Pocono. Not a win, but I'm glad we were able to make it that far, starting 25th. So, yeah, I made up 20 positions in this 10-15 minute race. Michael Annette dominated this race. He won the 1st, 2nd, and final stages, and even though Justin Allgaier started on the pole, he wound up finishing 8th. So, I don't know what happened. I guess he just didn't have the same car on race days as he did during qualifying and practice and stuff. The Itchy Steve finished in 2nd. Jeffrey Earnhardt, 4th. That might have just been his best finish of the season. We can look back on the race results from all the previous races, which is amazing that you can do that in this game. I love that. We can see if this actually was his best finish. But then we got Christopher Bell 7th and Ryan Sieg 9th. So this is just a great day for us as a whole. I mean, I've got this top 5, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and the other 2 guys in the top 10. Where the hell is Tyler Reddick? Yeah, that's 3 laps down. He blew up just before the end of the race. Well, so much for our competition for this championship, at least the regular season. That was indeed Jeffrey Earnhardt's best finish of the season yet. Previously, it was 8th place at Auto Club Speedway. I looked through all of this really thoroughly. Let's go to race 13, which is up next. Here are the point standings. We are 2 points ahead of Michael Annett, which is not exactly too surprising. I thought at best he'd be getting into second, and that's what happened, but I didn't think he'd be this close to actually getting it. He passed Tyler Reddick, and Tyler Reddick got the DNF, so he loses a bunch of ground, so it's like they basically just switched places because Tyler Reddick was like right behind me before we did that race. But yeah, I mean, Michael Annett, he got 10 points for the first stage, 10 points for the second stage, and I didn't get any stage points. And then he finished like 4 spots ahead of me, got 5 extra points for winning the race. So in the end, it's not too surprising. He made up, 28 points on me, I think. Which, yeah, that makes sense. But next up is the LTI Printing 250 at Michigan International Speedway, race 13, like I just said. And we're going to be using the J.D. Gibbs paint scheme because, I mean, duh. It reminisces the race logo and the coloring of that. So, I mean, I just got it. And I don't think I really want to use the Menards car at Michigan. I could see ourselves winning here because it's been easy to win here in NASCAR Heat 2 and NASCAR Heat 3 and NASCAR Heat Evolution, by the way. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get ourselves our 5th win of the season at Michigan tomorrow. See you next time. That's that, and episode over.